business. You know I'm out to get it. Say I'm a grizzly, killing competition. Competition, killing competition. I want it all on focus. Let's go and get it. Go and get it.
All right, guys, welcome to Sunday Night Spotlight. My name is Alex Iserman. For those of you that have never listened to the show before, basically what we do is we have some of the brightest up-and-coming prospects from the world of boxing and MMA. Bring them on and let you folks get to know them a little bit before they become big. Basically, we're picking the guys and girls that we think have the brightest potential to make it big someday, and we want to get them on here before they do. Tonight we're joined by a middleweight boxer, 2-0 as a professional, making her way on up, Maricela Cornejo. Maricela, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us tonight. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for joining us. You know, Maricela, I've got to see her a little bit at the Mayweather Boxing Club over the last, couple months or so. So see what she's able to do, and definitely think she has potential to make it big. So we had to bring her on. So Maricela, let's just start from the beginning. Tell us a little about your childhood and growing up. You know, brothers and sisters and all that kind of thing.
I am one of 6, 5 sisters, including myself, and 1 brother. I'm number 5. I know, no. My dad wanted more boys, but he ended up getting a bunch of girls, so he's like, all right, let's stop here. So I'm number 5 in my family, and I'm from Washington State. A small town like Sunnyside, Grandview. It's a lower valley, but yeah, I grew up over there, and with Mexican parents. They came from Michoacan, Apatingan, and they crossed over and wanted a better life for their kids. So we grew up working in the fields, picking cherries, asparagus, apples, anything. So they taught us how to work our ass or behinds off out in the field.
You can say what you need to say.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah. So I got a taste of the hard life of growing up like that, but I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for that experience growing up, and it only taught us to work harder for what we really want in our lives and not to have that lifestyle, not to grow up and continue that cycle of working in the fields. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it was a great opportunity growing up, experiencing that. Of course, we did not like it growing up. We didn't like picking cherries and all that stuff. We would the fields we would work at. I remember my brother and I, we would smash the asparagus so they wouldn't grow, so we wouldn't go work. That wasn't helping my parents out or the owner of the field, but yeah, it taught us a lot.
Yeah, well, the way you answer that question there at the end kind of I guess answers my next question for me. Well, what kind of kid were you? Were you a troublemaker, a good kid? Get good grades in school, troublemaker?
In school, I was cool. At home, I was horrible. Oh man. I'd run away every other day.
So with all the brothers and sisters around, you guys fight a lot? Were you guys really close? How did that go? Obviously you're a fighter now. Did you guys get in a lot of fist fights?
Oh man, just with one. And now I was just having a conversation with my friend on the phone a minute ago, and I was telling him that, yeah, me and my oldest sister, she's the second born, and I'm number 5, so she was older than me and bigger than me also, and I didn't care. She would try to wear my clothes or anything like that, or just borrow something, and I would get in front of the door and just smack her. Like, my sisters would start crying, be like, Mom, they're at it again. I just had that I don't give a shit attitude. I'm going to, compromise, do it my way.
Right. So now, I guess you were, then once you went to college, I guess, tell us about that. Obviously, you were athletic growing up as well, because I know you did some volleyball and that kind of thing. So explain, as you became a young woman, where you went from there as far as college and that kind of thing.
I graduated and I got offered to play volleyball at a community college back home. It was like maybe an hour away from where I graduated high school from. And I played college volleyball, and I've always been athletic. I did a little bit of the softball thing, fast pitch, I guess. I was pitcher also, and then I got hurt my ankle. I busted it, and I ended up moving to Seattle after that. After my 2 years there, I ended up moving to Seattle and working for a lawyer, and then leaving that because it was just too depressing. It was like PIL&I and just sad stories, and I didn't like being in an office all day with just paperwork. I'm a people person, so I got in the fitness industry, and I started working at Bally's and then managing, one of the fitness clubs. And I've always been interested in that, like the fitness industry. And athletic-wise, I mean, I love working out. So I went into, after living in Seattle for 2 years, I moved to L.A. and for a job opportunity in the construction field. And while they were doing some job cuts for that, I ended up just doing full-time boxing there at Wildcard Gym, and found out I had potential to be good. So I kept with it, and then I moved to Vegas.
Well, no, you're skipping too fast here. We got to slow down.
I know. I was like, I just totally skipped my whole life, but a lot of trouble in between.
So now, obviously, Wildcard's one of the most famous gyms out there. I mean, hey, what was that like? What was the first time you decided to step foot in there? What made you do it? What did you think of the environment? That kind of thing. And also, actually, we should back up first before that. I know you're doing the modeling thing, doing some acting and that kind of thing. So explain, how you got involved in all that.
Well, in Seattle, I was doing like I'd do like little modeling gigs here and there, and it was nothing major. Just trying to get my foot in the door and meeting new people. That's how I am where I'm at now. Like, it's seriously God has put great people in front of me, a stepping stone on each one that has led me to my next door. And networking is the key. If people ask me, how'd you do it, it's just networking. Get your butt out there and stop, going out there to party and get drunk and all this stuff. Network your behind off. And first time I stepped into Wildcard Gym, I wanted to lose like 5-10 pounds. I was up for an audition, and I stepped in there. I remember going into the first day, and I had met celebrities and whatnot living in Hollywood, and I remember stepping in there, though. That was so intimidating. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a man's world, So I walk in, and to my left, I see Freddie Roach. And I'm just like, okay, act normal, don't be, I didn't even know what to think at that time. And he asked me, he's like, can I help you? Who are you looking for? I'm like, I forgot the trainer's name that I was going there to see. So, they led me to the trainer, and I just purchased the first like 10 sessions, and then I said I want to fight amateur and see if I am good, if I don't get my ass kicked, and I didn't end up fighting there in LA until I moved out to Vegas. So I just continued there, in LA until I moved out here, a year after I had started training. And I don't know if you want to pause me there or you want to get more detailed into that.
Well, at what point, I guess as that wild card, did you notice that, hey, this is more than just, dropping 5 or 10 pounds. This is something that I'm seriously good at?
I think it was when I threw, I think it was a right hand or a hook. I just had a lot of power behind my shots, and I remember people just like coming and watching me hit the mitts, and their reaction like motivated me much more. I didn't know what a jab was. You know, I've only been in the sport for a little over 2.5 years. And I watched boxing, but it wasn't too, like, much in detail. Growing up, I watched, you know, Julio Cesar Chavez and De La Hoya with all my family and whatnot, but it wasn't, like, I didn't, like, study it as much. I just watch it with the family. Yeah, I think it was then, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to do the modeling and the acting out here, but so is everyone and their grandma. You know, you ask anyone out there, it's like, what are you doing out here? I want to aspire an actress. Okay, so instead of being one of them, one of the many or thousands of people out there that are doing the same thing, why not set myself apart and do something different? So when I go into auditions, it's like they ask me, you what do? You know, and I say, well, I box. But yeah, I'm standing there in looking like a girl, you know, in high heels and a dress, makeup done and everything like that. And that helped me out so much because that was like an icebreaker. And they'd just be like really interested and they'd be like, oh my gosh, you know, I want to go to your fights and this and that. And that, it was pretty cool. They like treat me pretty good. I don't know if it was because they're afraid I'd hit them or what.
You know, a different sport, but do you think someone like Gina Carano's kind of opened the doors a little bit for someone like you know, where, you know, in the past you might have a girl that you know, you need stunt doubles for and try to make them look tough. You know, you can legitimately go in if you get a part and be tough. You know, you don't need a stunt double or anything like that. You know, you actually can take care of business on your own.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I had told one of my friends over in L.A. I told him, you know, he was into boxing a lot. And I told him at that time Gina Carano was big still, and I guess, oh no, yeah, she was still, I think she had just lost to Cyborg at that time, but her name was still hot out there. And I remember saying, I'm gonna be the Gina Carano for boxing, you know, and that's how I'm gonna literally fight my way through Hollywood like she did. So, so yeah.
So how did you end up in Las Vegas? What made you decide to come out here?
I saw at Wildcard Gym that I wasn't, you know, I get it. I'm a girl in a man's sport, whatever, but it wasn't taken seriously, and I would be the one going out to, like, amateur shows trying to get information, you know, asking people here and there. My trainer, you know, he was great and everything like that, but he had guy boxers, and I noticed it, you know, it's okay. I respect that. You're not the one for me, then let me move on. So I did. But the one thing I did not want to do was leave a trail of different trainers because I just don't, I don't like that. You know, I want someone in my corner from the beginning to the end. But if they're not taking me seriously, then why do I have to stay there if I'm carrying all the load and they just show up and, you know, do their work, but they truly don't believe in me. So at that time I decided, you know, I'm going to move out here, and I met a trainer out here, and yeah, and I'm not with him obviously right now because I'm now with Senior, but things didn't work out.
So before that, yeah, let's get into that a little bit. Don't be afraid to talk about it. So you came out here, I guess at first you went with 50 Cent to that gym, or how did that go?
Well, I first came here, and I was at that trainer at that time was at Extreme Couture, and we were training out of there, and then we went from like gym to gym, and he was going through some things of his personal life, and, you know, I found a business partner or a man who wanted to help out the team. You know, he saw the amateur team that the trainer at that time had and how he needed help. So he was like, you know what, let's open up a gym. I want to open a gym. And, you know, at that time I was also helping them out at their job, and he said, let's open it up together. So I was like, okay, cool. So we went on, and we're like, yeah, let's open up the gym, but we didn't do our research so that well, so we got screwed over at the end. But we opened up the gym. You know, we got a call from 50 Cent saying that he wanted to bring – we opened up the gym. Out of all places, it was right next to Top Rank. Like, I don't know if you ever heard that gym that was everyone, you know, everyone said it was 50 Cent's gym. It was cool. I was like, all right, it's 50 Cent's gym. Sure, go ahead. But his name ain't on the lease, you know. It's my name and my business partner's name on the lease. So,
yeah, there was a whole problem with his gym, and that. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah. So we were there, and he called us up and wanted to bring his trainer or his boxers there, which was Durrell and Gamboa and Billy Dibb. But I don't think Billy Dibb ever came over to the gym. So that's where I met Senior. So, you know, Gamboa trained there, Durrell trained there, and then something happened with the old trainer, my old trainer, and one of 50 Cent's kids, and I was not aware of it, and that's why 50 Cent parted ways, because of a certain situation that happened inside the gym. So that happened, and then I find out later on, and then the city was giving us problems about opening it up because of the zoning, was just a lot of stuff. So with the leasing guy, we agreed to disagree and basically dissolved their lease, our 10-year lease. And that's how I got out of that situation and ended up at Mayweather's club, which I'm so thankful for. I'm so thankful for. I mean, it was a great idea. I was 25 years old, you know. I'm still 25 years old. Has my own gym and going, you know, up on the boxing scene and whatnot, and having 50 Cent in my gym. So it was a great experience. I learned so much from it. Do I recommend it? Not really.
No, so you come over to, you meet Floyd, you hooked up with him at over 50 Cent's gym. Just explain coming over to the Mayweather Boxing Club and how that compared to being at Wildcard and at your own gym as far as the environment.
Oh, my gosh. No, I mean, there at the Mayweathers, at Wildcard, everything was cool, you know, but it was just so overrated. Like, I'm sorry. That was my first place where I learned, you know, everything, but I have a bad taste. And I shouldn't be saying all this stuff, but I love them to death. You know, I got a lot of friends from there, and they're still super, super cool, but it turned out to be a little high school situation there with everyone. So thank God I'm out of that situation. But here at Mayweather's, it's so cool. Everyone there is like family. Since the day one I walked in. Like, they were like, do you need anything? Are you okay? You know, is there anything we can do? I was just like, what the heck is going on? Where have I been? Why wasn't I here, you know, a long time ago? But I guess it's just the right timing because, I don't know. God has his, you know, we have our plan, and we think it's going to work out, but God's up there laughing, and he has a better plan for us. So, I love Mayweather's club, the gym there. It's awesome. Everyone there is super friendly and helping each other out. So,
the one thing I find pretty interesting as far as females go that train there, it's interesting in the different level of seriousness, I guess. You know, you have some girls that go in there and they're fighters. I mean, they're not there to showboat, to be seen, where they're there to put in their work, and that's it. And then you have other girls that are there to look pretty and be seen, you know. Like I said, you know, do you notice that as well? It's like you have to like you know, like Jessica Rakoczy is a perfect example. You know, she goes in there. You know, I don't know. You know, I mean, obviously she's a girl, but you wouldn't even. She's a fighter. I mean, I don't think of her as a girl or a guy. She's a fighter. She's in there. But like I said, you have other ones, you know, that are in there to be seen. Do you know it's the same thing? And how do you think the reaction is towards you?
What do you think about me going in there and training? I want to see your thoughts.
No, it's the same thing. You know, obviously you're a fighter. You're in there. You know, it was pretty cool the other day. You know, you're in there sparring with Michaela Mayer from the Dr. Pepper commercials, and I don't think I've seen so many people watch a sparring session since Floyd's been, you know, sparring. Obviously a lot of interest in it. But the one thing is, I think, you know, you definitely, you know, sure you've been a model, that kind of stuff. So people notice you, but they also respect you because they see you're not in there just to be seen. You're not there wearing, with just some skimpy outfit and kind of, you know, bouncing around and doing your thing. You're there to actually legitimately train, and I think that's really cool. And I think the guys respect that, you know, and they definitely appreciate that. What are your thoughts?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, but you know what? I did that for a reason. I wasn't supposed to spar her. Like, I haven't sparred since November, you know, or fought. my last fight was November, and everyone was saying, she's ready. She's ready to fight tomorrow. Like there's a difference between someone who has been sparring and someone who has not been sparring. I've been training, but training and sparring, two different things. Like, you don't even compare to that. But I'm not going to make any excuses. But I did that for a reason. I was like, you know what? I saw the first sparring session with what happened, and I was like, man, all right. I told Floyd, I was like, I'm going to go in. He's like, okay. He believes in me, but he was like, you haven't sparred, this chick's been ready to fight tomorrow, and she ain't gonna take it easy on you. I was like, I don't want her to take it easy on me. I want to see where I'm at, first of all. Second, I want to get the respect in here because I know everyone in here has been watching me on mitts, and they see the power behind it, and they see, I come in every day and I train hard, but they haven't seen me in the ring. So I was like, this is my chance to earn that respect. It can go either way. I can get my ass whooped because I'm just not in shape, to spar, or I can, stand up.
Well, you know what I mean, though, but there's like, even if you had, been totally creamed, at least you're in there legitimately training, and there's nothing wrong with the other girls that are in there just getting exercise, but you know what I'm saying, there's legitimate fighters like yourself, like Jessica, like Laila Ali who's in there, and there's other girls in there, that are just, like I said, there to be, to wear pretty outfits and pretend they're boxers and get seen by the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, do you notice that? And I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? As far as being an actual competitive female boxer.
Well, I do notice it. I mean, come on. I'm a girl. When I see a beautiful girl, freaking, she's in there. I'm like, damn, she's pretty. I believe me. I date guys only. But I don't hate on other girls. In the sport especially, I believe women should help each other and, praise each other and not be against each other. But yeah, no, I do notice that. I just think it's cute and funny and whatever makes them feel good.
Think, like I said, I think a lot of them are there to be seen, to, hey, I'm, to get attention, to be part of the money team or get Floyd's attention or whatever. But, it is what it is. But like I said, I think, people appreciate the fact that you're actually out there and looks aside, you're just out there competing and getting in there sparring. That was pretty cool, seeing two legitimate females in there actually fighting. 3 if you count the first sparring session. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool to see that the girls in there actually competing. The one thing you had mentioned earlier that, you train in Extreme Couture. I know you're doing the boxing, but me and you had talked about this the other day. Any interest at all as far as possibly doing MMA sometime in the future for yourself?
Heck no. No. I don't, I don't like all that. I don't want to get a cauliflower ear, first of all. Second of all, well, I mean, that's
you're not going to train enough.
I know, that's why I'm
wrestler.
like, I shouldn't say that, but that probably won't happen. But that's too much touchy-feely, nasty sweat stuff all over, and her junk on my junk, or their junk on my face, and someone farts. I'm good. No, stay away and just jab. That's too nasty. In my view, I respect all fighters, but it's just not my thing.
Well, now, in both sports, women have struggled to gain equality, to get the attention that they deserve for the work they put in. But women's MMA is far beyond at this point where women's boxing was. Women's boxing back when Laila Ali was fighting was at its peak, of course, and now it's kind of disappeared. Why do you think it is? Again, we discussed this the other day. But since you're sticking in boxing, what is it that you think you guys can do to elevate women's boxing so people do pay attention to it? Because, other than, people, you ask even an average boxing fan, how many women boxers can they name? So what is it that needs to be done to elevate women so they can get the attention they deserve?
Well, I believe that Dana White is doing a great job on not I spoke to a friend who does the MMA and UFC and pretty involved in that, and what he's doing is just buying out all the leagues or whatnot. I don't know what their correct term is, but and he was a boxing promoter or a boxing manager or something like that. He saw the politics. He saw how dumb it was of the rules behind it and how they set it up, and they don't score it fairly. You know, some fights you're just like, really? Like Bradley and Pacquiao, you know, that there's other many fights, you know, Marquez and Pacquiao, some of those fights, you know, it's just politics and it's ridiculous. So people are losing respect for it. So that's why they go to the UFC or the MMA thing, and, you know, because it's, I believe, the fights that I've watched at least are scored, and the winner is a winner, you know. So also with, what's her name, Ronda Rousey, you have a beautiful woman, you know, who can beat any guy's ass. And believe me, guys want to watch that. They don't want to watch, they don't want to, a lot of guys I've heard that they don't want to watch two not so good looking fighters go in there. They're more interested in watching a hot girl or, you know, beat up somebody else. So, but I think women, we still have quite a ways, but the women's boxing now is in the Olympics, so I hope things will change, and we just need to speak up and continue to work hard and fight, you know, and be good, not just, you know, there needs to be technique behind, you know, if you're a pretty fight or if you're a pretty girl, you have to know how to fight. You can't just throw in a pretty girl in the ring and she's going to be swinging all crazy. She needs to be a good fighter, have that technique, and that's where it's just, like, impressive, and people will want to put her on the cards and whatnot, but if you have a, you know, a pretty girl that doesn't have technique, people are not going to respect us. So that's why I think nobody has, you know, no one has had that other than Ali, you know, Laila Ali. So Lucia Reitzker, I mean, she was great, but she really wasn't too much up there as much as Ali was.
Yeah, well, touching on what you said at first, I think, you know, sure, guys don't mind attractive females when they're fighting, as long as they can fight, but I'd rather watch two really ugly females fight that can fight than watching two pretty girls dance around and, you know, throwing, you know, windmill punches and pulling hair, you know, whatever. So, you know, I think that kind of, you know, and that's the benefit of you. You know, you have the best of both worlds. You know, you're still, you know, hard to look at, but then you can actually fight. So that's certainly a plus in your corner. I mean, obviously the females in you know, in boxing and MMA that have gone the furthest have all been, you know, attractive. You know, from Gina Carano to Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate in the UFC or in MMA. And then in boxing, you know, the Mia St. Johns and Laila Ali's, you know, and you know, most of the females there that have gotten the biggest, you know, have been attractive too. So, you know, that certainly doesn't hurt. And the one thing I had mentioned to you the other day that I think is killing women is that, like you said, none of them speak up. You know, those women promote themselves. Ronda Rousey is everywhere. She's not afraid to say what she thinks, like it or not. You know, Miesha Tate, Gina Carano, you know, they're always out there. They're always accessible. You can see them. Women boxers seem like they want to, you know, be in a corner and not bother anybody and not rock the boat and that kind of thing. And it's hard to get attention if you don't draw it to yourself.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, definitely. They play it safe. And they don't speak their mind because they're afraid, you know, they're going to hurt somebody out there. But it's not about that. Everyone's never going to agree with you. You know, it's your view. It's your point of view. Nobody has to say you're right. You're right in your view. As long as you speak your mind and you believe in what you're saying, go ahead. Speak up.
You know, in a perfect example would be Muhammad Ali. Was there anybody that was probably disagreed with more by a bunch of people in his time than him? And, you know, he's the most respected and, you know, not only boxers, but people, period, in the world right now. So, yeah, you certainly got to, you know, toot your own horn, and if you don't, no one else is going to, and that's the problem I see with women. You know, the other thing I see is I just don't think there's enough talent in there. You know, and no disrespect to you at all. You're obviously just starting your 2-0, but looking up, you know, you're 15th ranked. You know, in the box rank, you know, middleweight rankings, you know, and I just couldn't see a 2-0 boxer in the men's side being ranked that high. So, you know, you'll see sometimes you'll see these girls with upside down records and they're world champions, and that's one thing. I think maybe the depth and the, you know, and the lack of actually quality women out there. But, you know, I just don't know that's anything that's going to change, you know, because there's not a lot of women out there like you that want to get out there and fight. I mean, do you see enough women out there interested?
I don't. It's so hard to find opponents. Oh, my gosh, it's so hard to find opponents. And it's so hard, one, to find opponents, second of all, to get on a card. Thank God. I'm so thankful that, you know, Junior is going to be there's great things that can hopefully going to happen there. But his father spoke to him, and I think I think he's watched me training there. But I think his dad told him too. He's like, no, I'll tell Junior. I'll tell him what time it is, and you know that what you're going to become world champion. And I love Senior. Senior's awesome. Senior's so cool. He's so real.
Yeah, and just in the last couple of minutes here, let's just talk about that. So you're looking to fight either May 3rd or May 4th. Is that correct on one of the cards there with Floyd and Guerrero?
Oh, on May 3rd, shoot. I'd probably have a heart attack if I was on that card, the Guerrero fight. No, on May 3rd, and I was just texting one of my friends right now, you know, to get information to ask Junior what's next, what's, you know, the info for what do I need to do, what needs to happen, and so I'm going to probably be hearing back from them tonight, and yeah, so I'm just waiting to hear back. But I'm so excited, and my family is so excited. Everyone is just like, dang, they've watched me from Washington State. You know, they've seen me since day one. I was like, let me try this boxing thing. And they've seen my ups and downs and detours, and oh man, I love it though. I love it.
How were they with you getting into fighting? I mean, especially your father. Was he okay with it?
They and my mom was like, I'm never going to go watch you, and now she's like, I booked my fight. So in the beginning they did not like it. They weren't it was hard for them to swallow, but they saw that I was like, they thought it was just going to be a phase, but they're like, oh crap, she's really serious, going pro, okay. And then they watched my fight, you know, from Atlanta, my first pro fight, and they're like, okay, I think you got a shot here. So they've seen, like, you know, how I've continued to progress, and you know, certain things happening, good things, blessings, and so they're right behind me. They're rooting for me. They're awesome. I love my family. Yeah. I love my people out in Washington as well.
Well, now obviously, you know, you're just 2-0, but you're already going to be on one of Floyd's cards, and so obviously you're heading in the right direction. Just last thing, I mean, this fight here, is that you know, obviously the bright lights are going to be on you. It's not the May 4th card, but there's still going to be a lot of attention, tons of media in town, you know, so they're all going to go see the May 3rd card too. Do you feel the extra pressure? And, you know, with an impressive performance, do you see yourself, you know, how far away are you from being a legitimate, you know, title contender?
As soon as they hear my name and they see me fight, really. I'm ready for this. And some people may be like, okay, who is she to come into the boxing, you know, only 2 years behind her and everything like that. But you know what? I pick up pretty damn quick, and I work my ass off. Like, you're not there to see me, you know, wake up early. You're not there when senior night go to the mountains. You're not there. I don't have to apologize to anybody for getting as far as I have, you know, in such a short time, because believe me, I respect everyone who has been, all the women out there, all the girls that have been boxing for years and years and years, and they have not had their you know, their big moment, or their name out there, or just get enough attention or something. I don't know. I respect everybody, but don't go on and disrespect me just because I don't know, God has been helping me through. I got the biggest man in my corner. That's my relationship with God, really. So, but no, I'm ready. I'm ready for this, and I can't wait, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Well,
so.
And very last question, do you feel, you know, obviously being attractive helps you in certain ways, but do you feel it's a negative, or you have to work harder to kind of prove yourself to some people to say, hey, I didn't just get here because of the way I look, I got here because of my talent? Do you feel that, or am I just way off?
You know, from time to time, yeah, but I just have to go out there and do what everyone does. I do what all boxers do. You know, I do what all boxers. Yeah.
And especially, you know, and I won't name any names, but maybe from some more accomplished boxers, females that aren't that attractive. Do you feel maybe they have resentment because they're like, man, I've been busting my ass for years and no one pays attention to me, and this girl's got 2 fights and people are already paying attention to her?
Girls are going to be girls, and I don't have that many girlfriends for that reason, because some girls are just, they get jealous. I mean, I don't know. If they do, I don't know. If I'd be happy for anyone, yeah, I'd continue to work my behind off. Yeah, I'd kind of be like, dang you, damn it, I've been working my behind off. If you're not human, then you wouldn't feel that. But if you're human, you're going to feel that a bit, especially if you love the sport and you're good at having gotten the attention. You're going to have...
You there?
Yeah, I'm
Hello?
here.
Okay, we lost you there for a second. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
No, I'm just hoping that, at the end of the day they drop that and they unite. It's women's boxing moving up. So yeah, but no, I think it does help me a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say that it does help me being okay, good looking. I'm not gonna praise myself because I don't believe. Anyways, I work my ass off. That's just it.
Right. Well, we're definitely looking forward to the May 3rd card. It sounds like it's a great opportunity for you. For those that don't know you, it's certainly going to get a lot more exposure for you. So best of luck with that. Excuse my dogs; they're going a little crazy. Yeah, best of luck with that. And for those of you, check her out, ProBoxingInsider.com. We're going to put a big article up here in the next 24 hours, and you can also check out some sparring on YouTube there and an interview with her. So just check that out. And anything else before we go, Maricela, as far as your social stuff, the Twitter and that kind of stuff, where people can follow you?
Oh, yeah. The Twitter and my Instagram are the same. It's at Maricorn, MARICORN. My Facebook is, I believe it's Facebook.com/Maricela.tv. Go ahead and like that. And you'll get the latest news and pictures and whatnot. I'm pretty active on my Instagram. I discovered that thing not too long ago, and now I'm so addicted to that. It's so cool.
All right. And anything else you want to add before as we wrap up?
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and supporting. So lots more to come from me, that's for sure.
All right, we appreciate Maricela. Best of luck to you. I'll see you very shortly. But like I said, guys, check out the ProBoxingInsider.com. We'll have tons of more stuff and keep you updated with her. And check out her stuff, and she can tell you herself what's going on. So we appreciate it. Thanks to Maricela Corn, and we will, of course, Cornejo, and we will talk to you all next week with another up-and-coming fighter. We appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.